Yes, sir. You can start. Sir.
Yes. My dear professional colleagues and today's speaker is Yateender Gupta, and very good evening to all. I'm extremely happy to have this 3 days national conference on international taxation. This is the second program during this year 22, the earlier being held between the 8th and 9th January 22. On behalf of SIRC and on my own behalf, I express my sincere thanks to the committee chairman of international taxation, CA Sanjay Kumar Agarwalji, and the vice chairman, CA Kotha Srinivas, in absentia. Members, ICAI is always been considered to be a proactive and stands first to introduce and implement extended all its wings of service in diverse fields of professional activities through itself and through the program structured units. So in the same line, SIRC is always in the forefront conducting the associating with the ICAI committees to organize the CP programs with the different concept. Members, when the subject of international taxation gained importance, the ICAI has been quick in responding to needs of the members by constituting exclusively committee on international taxation during the year 2009 and 10.
Sir, there is a power problem in our chairman's place, so the video has like got stuck. So sorry for the inconvenience.
It's all right.
So, as sir said, we'll go with the flow. So, sir,
Yeah.
I would take this opportunity to display a profile among the members, and they would know about sir's experience and wide knowledge. So I will take the presenter right now, sir. So I'll
Okay.
share your profile for the members so that they will know about you. And I will give you the presenter right, sir.
Okay.
Hope my screen is visible to you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So as of now, Chairman SIRC was like not able to join due to the power fluctuation in a search location. So we are like here sharing Yateender Gupta search profile here in the screen. So, sir is the founding chairman of Australian chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India and currently serving as its mentor, made a significant contribution in mutual recognition agreement with CPA Australia and CA Australia and NZ. Amongst other responsibilities at chapter, maintain relationship with CPA Australia and CA Australia and NZ and Indian head office and actively helping and promoting new Indian chartered accountant migrant to Australia. So chapter organizes approximately 40 events every year. One of the most active professional body in Australia, special sessions of new migrants. So as said, search profile goes. So here we have displayed it. Hope members would have like read it. So sir, I'll give you the presenter right now. So you can carry on with the session, sir.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Can you hear my voice? Everything is good?
Yes, sir. Everything is good, sir.
Okay. Moniji, I just wanted to ask you, did you ask for any questions from your members?
Nope, sir. After the session,
Okay.
they will be like giving the
Okay,
questions.
I just wanted to know.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hello from Australia. Though I live in Sydney, but today I'm in Adelaide attending one conference. And this conference is organized by SMSF Association. It's a different product which we don't have in India. It's called Self-Managed Super Fund, SMSF. And I'm an auditor for that. And of course, I'm attending for CPD hours and all those things. So that's why I'm in Australia. And at the moment, the time in Adelaide is 9 o'clock and 12 minutes in the night. Okay. So can you see my screen is showing at the moment? Learn about.
No.
No?
One second. No,
Okay.
we have not. It's
Okay. So this is where I just wanted to show audience view. Can you
yes.
okay? Can you see now? Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today, as per the guidance I got from Moniji, this is what we have prepared. So about Australian knowledge, you want to, though people can do Google as well. I will not be spending too much time on that knowledge which anybody can get from Google. But because you asked me, so I got my secretary to really help me, and I want to thank her for preparing all this presentation today. But my main focus will be today to help our member in your region about Australia, the profession here, the job here, and all those relevant things. And including, I will be covering tips for resume and interview as well. Okay. So the fact about Australia, I'm pretty sure everybody knows Australia, isn't it? Because of the cricket and everything. We have only say roughly 25 million population here in whole Australia. And Indian population is around 700,000 only. And that's why I want a lot of chartered accountant to come to Australia. And by the way, I'm not getting paid from Australian government, okay? I'm promoting Australia, but all voluntary work. Anybody who would love to come, it will be my immense pleasure if they are in Sydney to meet me. And I will be sharing my telephone number and everything on the slide. It's one of the 6th largest country in the world. And we have all the 4 seasons what we have in India. But timing is different. So the timing is, so in June, we have cold here. And in December, we have hot here. So just a reverse. Everything is, I can say, totally opposite. But we have all the 4 seasons here. So we are far better than Canada, if I can say, because in Canada, you have a lot of snow all the time. But here, it's wonderful weather. In some places, we have only maybe 1 or 2 days of rain, maybe not. So whole 365 days, especially if, can anybody see the map? So if you look at this Alice Spring area, Northern Territory, and south above north of South Australia, and east of Western Australia, that region is full of sun. So Australia is going big way in solar, and they are capturing that energy as well with that. So moving away from coal. The capital of Australia is Canberra. If you go to the map, it's very teeny in red color within New South Wales. So New South Wales is a quite big state, and Sydney is commercial capital of Australia, but political capital is Canberra, and Melbourne is another. We have always competition between Sydney and Melbourne, but remaining Australia is really, so most of the population you will find they are in New South Wales and Victoria, and then Queensland, then Western Australia, then South Australia, and then Northern Territory. In Northern Territory, I think maybe 1 million people in the whole whole state. Again, if you want to learn more, please go to Google, and it will give you far more knowledge. Again, this is all coming from Google. Australia is the only country in the world that covers an entire continent. It is one of the largest countries on the earth. It's, as I said, 6th largest, although it is rich in the natural resources and has a lot of fertile land. More than 1/3 of Australia is desert. So we dig them and sell whatever we can find underneath. So I'll go to here we have actually more than 150 nations people living in Australia. So full of migrant. Most migrants are from UK, Ireland, Italian, Greek. In Melbourne, I suppose Greece population is more than or equal something Greek people, which they live in the capital of Greece or in Melbourne. So it's full of Greece as well. But nowadays, Chinese are around 1.2 million, and Indian are 700,000. So we have to catch up a lot. If you look at the industry, biggest exporting mining is one of our main. Iron ore, 123 billion. Oil and gas, liquefied natural, coal mining, gold, grain. We have agriculture land. We grow a lot of whatever we produce. We normally sell overseas because the population in Australia is not that much. Okay. And biggest industry revenue wise, so state government is biggest employer, state and federal both. By the way, here we have a federal government system. On 21st of May, we have election coming, where all the state will, the way we have in India, central government, here we call federal government, and Prime Minister will be chosen as per the party, not direct election. But you will be, some of you will be surprised to know that our head of state is Queen Elizabeth. So when we have a match between UK and Australia, Queen is always in trouble. So yeah, but this is what we have. People are fighting here that Australia should become republic now, but still people are not convinced. They don't believe in politicians here, and neither in any other country. But there's a bit of situation here where we have to tackle. So this is a bit of like industry, and as I said, Australia is quite well-off country. The medical system here is really one of the advanced in whole world, and it's all free. We all have what you call Medicare levy. Everybody pay 1.5% additional tax for Medicare services. And plus, if you are earning more than certain threshold, then you have to take private health cover as well. So this is one of the things you should notice, that if you make good money, you have to take private health as well. But everybody is covered here. Even if you do not have a cent and you happen to have a heart attack or brain, whatever, you will not be spending even a cent from your pocket, not even food, and you will have a world-class medical service for yourself. And by the way, if you have any question, please do ask in the middle as well. You don't need to wait for the end, okay? Because then we might lose the importance of that question. Okay, so now we are going back to nitty-gritty of our own accounting thing. Can anybody, Moniji, can you see that screen where we have CPA, IPA, CA?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, good, okay. I just keep on giving me feedback, otherwise I'm not getting any noise.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay, so these are the three main bodies in Australia: CPA, IPA, and we actually call CANS, but except CA. We have a mutual agreement with CPA and CA. Mutual agreement giving us an opportunity where we simply do one exam, and literally we are, within 6 months we become CPA member or CA member, whatever we choose. As I said in my my profile, I do proactively help our new member, and there are certain questions which I know you guys will always ask. And one of the question is, what is good, CPA or CA? I'll give you that answer a bit later. But I just want to highlight something, and a bit timely for Indian context, that in India we have IIA just announced. And we, as an institute and member, are very upset that government is doing this and that, and we are losing our monopoly. But in Australia, we have at least 7 8 serious accounting professional bodies. These three are the main, but they are like Tax Institute, SMSF, I just mentioned to you. We have NTAA, so it's flooded here, and they all are serving the profession. And now there's demand that we should reduce to a few. But I tell you one thing, when we have a competition, normally they try to give better service for your dollar. Okay, so the question about what is good for you as a CPA, I will answer in a few minutes' time. Now, this information what we got here for you is for people who are not chartered accountant. On your right-hand side, this is the normal requirement. If suppose anybody who has not qualified CA, then they have to go through this information what we have on right-hand side. But on left-hand side, as I said, we have MRA with CA and CPA. Okay, so this information on the right-hand side is not relevant for any of the chartered accountant if they want to use MRA. Hope I'm clear about it. This is just for the information part. Okay. Now, let's go to, and this is a very good question, and a lot of people really can't decide sometimes. I'll try my best to answer that what you should be trying, whether CPA or CA. So currently, CPA got one exam, right? But CA has changed the syllabus recently. Now you have to do, it's like workshop, residential type of thing. Practically, they are going to train you and they will give you certificate. They will make you member. But in case of CPA, you do one exam. This is one aspect. But they're not difficult. I just want to, once we have done our chartered accountancy, it's really not difficult at all. But what is going to help you maybe, or give you a better job and so forth, let's talk about that. So if you are targeting Big Four, go for CA. If you are trying to get a job in again, those accounting firm who are themselves chartered accountant, then you have to go for CA. CPAs are equally respected otherwise, remaining part. So government job, industry, commercial banks, anywhere, CPA, CA, does not matter. Like in my case, if you ask me why I chose CPA, because I was already CA, I thought, how I'm going to write down double CA. So I thought better to have CA and CPA. By the way, when I did, there was no MRS, so I had to do whole CPA. I had to pass, I don't know, 7, I think 8 exam, and then residential and so forth. It was a very big expense, and I'm very proud to say that because of our efforts, and especially at the time our president was CA Ved Jain, because of his great help, we got this MRA. And the value of this MRA for each member, I did a calculation a while ago, at least $100,000. So it's a great achievement from the institute and for the efforts of our chapter here. So please take advantage of it. Hope I have answered this question. If you have further any question about that, I'm happy to answer that. Okay. The next question is, what sort of a job you have in Australia for accountants? Now, I want to clarify a few things, and it might hurt some time. In Australia, they look at your experience, not your education. I've seen in resume, we write down, I'm topper, I'm this and that. It's okay, but if you cannot perform, they will sack you overnight. Sack you, that's what I mean. But if you can perform, they don't give a damn about whether you have passed the exam or not. Okay. The second big difference is in Australia, you have to take a license for everything. So I'm in public practice. So for tax agency, you have to have a license for that from TPB tax. It's like ATO's arm. ATO will give you this. They are the regulatory body, but TPB what they call. If you want to do audit, there's a body called ASIC, ASIC. They will give you license and a separate requirement, separate thing, and you have to go through that. If you want to do financial planning, you have to get again different study, different license. Though you have done your CPA and CA, right? If you want to do mortgage business, then you have to get again separate license and so forth. Okay, it looks very silly for any Indian chartered accountant coming here, but this is what it is, right? And you have to follow certain engagement type of thing, how you engage with the client and so forth. Now, if you are not getting into public practice, so it's a big division. One is public practice, and the other one is non-public practice. So you are working for bank, any industry, government, and so forth. But when you see the job description, they normally have this type of thing like tax accountant, financial accountant, management accountant, group accountant, auditor, right? Internal auditor and all those things. And now you will say, well, once you're accountant, you can do everything. Of course you can, but it does not work in Australia. And I'll repeat this thing again and again number of times. Here, you must have full concentration of a job description, what we call JD. If your resume does not have those wording, the system will not even pick it. You can write down everything, whatever you have actually done in your life, but if you're not writing something with what they want, you will not be picked. So when they have tax accountant requirement, please make sure you are writing in your resume about tax accounting, which you have done. If they're asking for financial accounting job, you have to concentrate on that. Similarly, management accountant. By the way, this group accountant is mainly a consolidation type of work, right? This is specialization again further. So you have to talk about group accounting. Auditor, totally separate. So each and every category, rather subcategory, require different resume, right? I'll talk about further about this resume thing, okay? Moniji, do we have any questions so far? Hello, Moniji? Can you hear me? Do we have any question?
Yes, I have compiled few questions.
Yeah, if you can let me know, so
Share
then
my
I can.
Screen from my end?
Yeah, please let me know so that I can
Yes,
answer
sir.
those
We
questions.
have few questions that can a CS from India practice in Australia?
Okay, so we have mutual recognition between two accounting bodies, right? Now, once you pass the exam to become public practice, then you can do public practice here. I'll repeat. So to get public practice membership from say CA or CPA, firstly, you have to become the normal member. And after that, you have another step, do that, and then you become public practice member. You have to take insurance for that, nobody can work here without insurance, PI insurance, what we call. And you do that, and after that, you can do the public practice. Okay? Because you can do CPA by sitting in India.
Sorry.
Okay? For CA, I don't think you can do it. For CA, I think you have to come to Australia to finish, and then you can do it. All right. But again, if I can highlight, because I don't know my previous comment was understood or not. Even if you have this public practice license, you can't do tax accounting, tax work. You can't do audit work because you have to get further license for that. Okay. What is the second question? By the way, I can't see your screen.
How an Indian CA can be a... I will read it out, sir, actually. I'm reading out the question.
No problem.
So how an Indian CA can be a part of Australian CA community? Can I read it again, sir? How an Indian CA can be part of Australian CA?
So how, and so I think the question is, if you are Indian chartered accountant doing practice in India, and how you can do network with the accountant here. I think this is a question.
They are like, yes, how an Indian CA can be a part of Australian CA community? How to?
Yeah, so it's like you want to meet, do the networking with a chartered accountant or CPAs here. This is the question, right? Yes, you can do it.
Yes.
So one of the easiest and safe will be you become member of our chapter here in Sydney. We have a member, and you can, you can do networking. You can create your relationship with them. We have CPAs as well in our network. Yeah, so you can do, this is one of the things, and otherwise you can once you, so for us, even if you are not CPA, you can be our member. But to join, what you can do, I suppose, there are a number of what we call here discussion group. So like India, we have a study circle, something like that. Similarly, we have like in suburb, we have like I'm chairman of an Inner West accounting group. So there's an Inner West, quite big area where all the CPAs meet. So I'm chairing this group, and then you can become part of that, and then if they are doing online CPD hours, then you can attend them. This is how you can do it. Because nowadays most of the events are hybrid. You can attend, but again, my doubt is how effective it could be, because if you're not meeting, how you can do it. But this is my answer at this stage.
So, sir, we'll go to the next question, sir.
Yep.
The next question is, how much cost for CPA course if a person qualified CA by ICAI? How much exams to write? How many exams to write? Sorry. How much cost
so when
for
you,
CPA course if a person qualified CA by ICAI? And how many exams to write?
Your voice is not clear. Can you please repeat it?
How much cost for a CPA course if a person qualified CA by ICAI? How many exams?
Okay. So I got your question. So for CPA, there's one exam. Okay, the fee is say around $1,000. You can check it now. What is the up-to-date figure? For Cairns, CA, Australia, and New Zealand, similar fee is around $1,000 plus, and you do this residential. But in case of Cairns, you have to be in Australia to do it. Okay, so but you can actually Google it as well to get the correct price as of today. Okay, now I got your screen. So
yes, sir.
What is the professional?
The fourth
okay, so
question.
how much?
Yes.
Number 4 question is, what is the professional opportunities in Australia job practice? Okay, so I will be addressing that part slowly in my further presentation. If an Indian CA migrates to Australia and provide consulting services to Australian on Indian tax and regulations, will it be construed as a public practice? Yes. So, okay, so public practice is very simplistic type of answer. You are providing, so any accounting firm, in my opinion, got a specialization, right? So in your case, your specialization will be Indian taxation, but you are doing public practice. You're not working for anybody. Okay, so yeah, this is a simplistic answer, but this is what it is, right? So hope I have given the answer which you're looking, but this is not a big deal anyway. And then number 6 is how to get work of bookkeeping of Australian client. So the 2 things I want to say is number 1, there's an issue called privacy in Australia. So take my example. I have accounting firm. I cannot do anything without engagement, right? So we sign engagement with the client, and in that engagement, I have to give surety that their information will be kept private. Plus, if I'm going to outsource that work, I have to mention in that engagement letter, and I have to tell them, and I have to take their permission. This is first thing. Now, the way I'm reading your question is how to get bookkeeping of Australian client. So suppose I'm just making a sort of a case. You are sitting in Chennai and you advertise here that I'm Chennai accounting firm, blah, 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 and I can do your bookkeeping. You use social media, you use whatever other media, you might have somebody local here who can do your BDM job, and they can get client and you do the job. Simple as that. Because in that case, client is happily hiring you to do the job. And nowadays in Australia, we have shortage of accountant. There are a lot of people will be keen, in my opinion, because somebody got to do the job. And there's shortage of accountant in Australia. Then in my opinion, they will be more willing. Okay. Now, number 7, how easy for Indian CAs to migrate to Australia, or how practicable is it to work without migration? Okay. So you don't want to leave your mom and dad behind. Fair enough. So it's better if you can write your name as well, then I can address with your name. But anyhow, the answer is at the moment it's quite favorable condition, in my opinion. In my opinion, I'm not expert in immigration law, but I heard that it is quite easy at the moment because they need people here. But I have to say a few things here. Number 1, they have a point system. So if you are age, I don't know, say 50, your number will be a bit lower. Then if suppose you are you don't have any specialized skills, say for example, if you are in SAP, you might have more weightage. So they have a number system. My suggestion is you can Google it, or you can go to High Commissioner, Australian High Commission, Delhi website. They have all the information, very transparent here. As a chartered accountant, you can really fill your own application. But if you're not confident, you get somebody, maybe in Chennai, you might have somebody. If you can't, let me know. I can refer 1 or 2 people in Australia, in Sydney, and you can consult them. This is my suggestion, because this is ever-changing area, and we do not really have up-to-date information all the time. And now coming to your second part of the question, how practical is it to work without migration? So there's 2 ways of doing it. Number 1 is you, as I said, you get some client here, you approach them through somebody, and you have BDM here and get the job and do that. Or you become employee of somebody who is willing to hire you, and you work in Chennai or wherever you are. Because of Australia, this is actually one significant information I'm going to share with you now. Australia got almost 100% cloud-based accounting. Now, can I ask from your audience, how many people you know the meaning of cloud accounting? I want to know that, so that I can really, because this is very critical part to understand and know. I'm happy to wait. Please answer your thing. What is the meaning of cloud accounting? And if you want, you can unmute people, because this is a very critical part I would like to emphasize on.
So webinar platform will not be able to mute the participants. So they will be like able to hear us, and they can post the questions in question box. I can compile all the questions.
Okay, so cloud, see, it's very simple. If you do not know the accounting market of Australia, you will not be able to serve the client here. So when I ask whether you know cloud accounting, a lot of people I have noticed, I have presented a number of times to our Indian chartered accountant, and They give really funny answer for cloud accounting. But I'm giving you answer now. So we have a most popular software called Xero, Xero. Now, this software is on cloud. You do not install anything on your computer, number one. Number two, in the night 2 o'clock, bank push the transaction to this accounting software. And this software got artificial intelligence by which it posts most of the transaction if you have done the rules properly. So literally what is happening, the bookkeeping job, if they really want, is finished in Australia. I'll repeat. Cloud-based accounting software in Australia are so smart. Literally, they are doing bookkeeping. They do, say for example, you bought stationery, $110. The system will read the name of, say, one of the biggest supplier of stationery's Office Works. This is the name. The system will recognize the name. It will debit printing and stationery $100. $10, which is GST, will go to GST receivable account, and credit bank $110. System will do automatically. I do not know really how much you got my point right or not. But what we are doing in Australia now, we're doing advice work more. Bookkeeping is slowly going out of the way. Okay. Now, if you want to work for Australian market or Australian employer, you better invest some time to learn. I want to say something which is very important. But any new migrant who come to see me, I give them this one sentence always. This is my favorite one. And I tell them this is not India. And they look at me and they say, what the hell I'm talking about? But it takes just to understand this one small sentence that this is not India. Sometimes it takes them 6 months, 1 year, where soon you realize, hey, you have to change as per Australian requirement. Your life will become so easy and you will be very, very successful very quick. Okay. So hope I have given you this answer that if you want to work without migration to for Australia, still you have to learn Australian market, still you have to do all that part, unless you get somebody who's willing to hire you as employee, they're happy to train you and all those things. Okay. Now, coming to number 8, TBA license and exam. I think a tax practitioner board, TPB, I said, not TBA, I think TPB. Okay, so yeah, so for TPB, for any tax agency, you have to do 2 things. One, you got to have a tax and Corporations Act education. You have to pass exam. Plus, you have to have working experience of, I think, 1 year plus with any tax agent. You have to work under the supervision of a tax agent and pass these 2 exams, and then only you can get tax agency license. Number 9 question is, QuickBooks Xero are cloud-based accounting software? Yes, they are. Cloud-based accounting, easy SaaS-based SAP accounting where The solution is in the cloud and the application can be used by any client for their accounting. So this is the answer. I think one of the attendees is giving me. Cloud-based accounting is easy, SaaS based. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. So what I really like this answer. Thank you. This is not. A lot of people think, oh, you save the file in the cloud and this is the cloud-based accounting. No, it is not. The system is not downloaded on your computer. It is on the website. It is on the cloud, and it is doing the work, whether you have to stop your computer altogether, because this is not happening on your computer anyway, right? And again, there's a lot of artificial intelligence involved now, and they are doing very fast and very accurate job if you have done your rules properly. Okay, but this is good answer. Thank you. Okay, so I can go back to my presentation.
There is another question where the sir, I have a QuickBook and zero software skills. How to apply for Australian work?
So I have QuickBook and zero software skill. How to apply? Okay, so now I believe you have already worked for somebody. If you have already worked for somebody, then you know, continue with that person. And if you change the job, I mean, you will have a number of people who can hire you, but well, I can say only one thing: you send me your resume, and I can have a look, and I can refer to somebody. But once you have I don't know what is the meaning of skill. If you have just done the course, that might not be good enough. But if you have done real work on zero successfully, you should not have any problem, in my opinion. It's very weird, but I can even refer some people in India who would love to hire you. I don't know how to say that, but as I said, if you want, you can discuss your personal circumstance with me, and I'm happy to help. Okay.
Sir, I have given you the presenter, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
you can share your screen. So those were the questions I have completed.
Okay. Good. Thank you. At least now it's more interactive. Okay. So now I'll go back to my presentation. So do you have any question about this type of job? But I have already explained. So please feel free to, because this is how typical job advertised in Australia. Tax accountant. So tax accountant, you must have your resume for tax accounting. Don't write anything much about a bank audit. Legend with the tax office. One more advice. I've seen resume. Our member write legend with the ATO office. Sorry, your income tax office. ITO. Sorry. You should be surprised, in my opinion. I'm in Australia for a long time, very long time. And I have not bribed anybody, not even for a cent. You have to trust me, okay? So please, when you're writing your resume here, don't write that you can deal with ATO and all those things, please, okay? And I'll talk about resume in a minute anyway. But so whenever you have this, if they ask financial accountant, just type your resume in such a manner which only to give a impression to the prospective employer that you have done nothing in life except financial accounting, except group accounting. All right. If you have any question, please feel free. So what I'm saying, you might have to have 2-3 resume. Okay. So software, I already mentioned Xero, Maya, QuickBooks.
Sir, are you like sharing your screen, sir?
Sorry, Moniji.
Yes, sir.
Your voice is really, I know you have lovely voice, but really I can't hear.
Your PPT is not visible, sir.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
Sir, your PPT is not visible for
No,
the audience.
now it's visible. Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what I was saying, all the type of jobs which I mentioned here, tax accountant, financial accountant, management accountant, if they are asking with this title, go to their job description and make your resume as per that. So what I'm saying, you might have to have 2, 3 type, 4 type of resumes. I know a lot of people must be thinking I'm asking you to lie and all those things. If you have this question, please ask me. I'll give you the answer for that. Okay. Now, coming back to software, normally we have, so I'm talking about SME market here. I'm not talking about large corporations. Large corporations, normally they have SAP and other solutions. I'm talking about major market, the way we have in India called Tally. Similarly, here we have Xero is the main, and then Maya, and then QuickBooks. And we have given further detail about this software. So we try to give a bit of like summary of which is better, CPA, CA, you can read yourself. It's not important for tonight, but this is for your knowledge only. You can read yourself. Okay. Now, coming back to tax, direct tax, indirect tax, right? Income tax is direct tax. We have capital gains as well. And then we have indirect tax, which is GST, generally. And then we have state land tax, payroll tax. They are indirect tax, right? But I want to tell you a very few specific characteristic of income tax here. Number one is the company which pays tax, and when this company give dividend, they have franking credit with that. So say, for example, we have 25% rate of income tax. Company made $100,000, tax is $25,000. And suppose I'm the only shareholder, and company give me $75,000 cash or transfer to my bank account. Now, when I will do my tax return, I will have $75,000 franked dividend at 25%. So that 75,000 will become 100,000. And the company which has paid tax of $25,000, I will take credit of that amount. So only one-time tax. All right. And then you have capital gain and It's again, it's a bit different than what you have in India. But GST here 10%, everything except 3 items: education, medicine, and raw food. And otherwise, everything is subject to GST 10%. And of course, financial like interest, we don't have GST on interest. It's very simple. But still, people think it's complicated here, but like any other country. Now, we have around how much time we have, Moniji? Hello, Moniji.
Sir?
How much
Yes,
time
sir.
we have?
We have another 25 minutes.
25.
6:30
Okay,
till
so,
6:30 we have the session. So we have
okay.
25
So
to 20 minutes we have.
20, okay. So guys, you can keep on asking questions. I'll finish my presentation in say another 10 minutes, and I will keep question time for your questions. Okay. So I want to really give a bit more emphasis on resume tips because we made a lot of mistake on that. Firstly, try to make it simple. Australians are not very highly literate type of, I mean, though they speak English, but they don't write very difficult word, and make it simple so you get your message communicated. The first half of the page is very important. If you can get attention, they will read the second half and then the rest of your resume. Otherwise, they will not. Customize as per the job description. Please, just don't have one resume for everything. You will not get any success. You must change your career profile as per the same. Summarize your skill, and work experience is the main thing, as I said, not the education part. Education is okay, you write down in simplistic manner, but don't put like your marks 99.99%, topper, this and that. It does not help much. They look more towards your work experience. And please do not write your date of birth. Please do not write your married. Please do not write your father's name or your husband's name. And don't give this what we call, I have seen, they give declaration that above is truth, truth, something like that, correct and truth, something like that. Please don't do that. Okay. Make your resume as Australian as possible. Okay. One thing you should know, no employer can give you a job unless you have working right. So you should have a visa which give you right to work in Australia. So if suppose I hire you, I cannot hire you, I can hire you in India, but I can't hire you in Australia unless you have right to work. It's very, very important. I've seen actually a few members, they approach me, and they've had somebody who was offering them job, and big, I'll give you this much money, and they were asking some money for that. And this gentleman approached me, and I really told him, say, listen, even if you are God, you can't, because it's illegal. Okay, so if somebody promised you that you will get the job without you have a working visa right, that person is really lying. Okay, so this is about resume tip. So you will have 3-4 type of resume. It's fair. I'm expecting one question. Hope somebody intelligent person will ask me. If you don't ask, then I'll answer you at the end. Okay, and try to make it not 4 or 5 pages, make maybe 2 pages, at the most 3. Otherwise, you know, people will know in very short. Now, interview. Here we don't use sir word. I'm sorry. Mainly they call me Yateender. Mark, Brian, Fiona. This is the name. That's it. Hi, Fiona. It's like that. The typical question they will ask: how much wages you expect? This and that. It's very subjective. But here we have minimum wages as well. So generally nowadays, especially nowadays, everybody will be offering good money and so forth. Sometimes we have accent problem here. Aussie speak slow, and they expect you to speak slow as well. But somehow we find a member coming from India, they speak very fast, quick, boom, boom, boom. It does not go well. So just take your time. There's no rush. Say, I'm talking to you. Easy, slow. It's okay, because when you're talking slow, accent become secondary. But if you speak very fast, then accent become a very major issue. Right? Shake hand with solid grip, not solid. No, don't break the hand of somebody, but with a good posture. See eye to eye with the person, and if you could not understand the question, you can easily say, can you please repeat it? And they will repeat it. Okay. And when you are going to interview, please do research on that company. Make sure that you are keen. When you will share the knowledge of that company with them, they will find out you already know about us. That does help a lot. Okay. So these are the a major thing I really wanted to cover, but I want to keep remaining 12 minutes for the questions, and then I will answer the remaining part, which I would like to share. So, Moniji, do we have any further question?
Yes, sir. There are questions from members. So can I share my screen right now, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead. I finished my presentation anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have shared my screen. From 12th question we need to take is the experience in Indian taxation.
So is experience in Indian taxation? Okay, so
Indian taxation.
No, answer is no.
Consider for Australia.
No. Australian tax is totally different than international tax or Indian tax. How you can serve Australian client if you do not know Australian tax? Simple. You can't guess. Your small mistake can cause big damage. Tax is very country specific. Number 13, where to apply for job in Australia? Do we have to apply after receiving CP membership or Indian C degree in CP? So as I said, to work in Australia, you have to have a working visa, or somebody sponsor you and then you come here on employer sponsor visa. You cannot work, nobody can hire you in Australia unless you have a visa which allow you to work in Australia. Number 14, whether experience in Indian tax is considered. I have already answered that. No. Indian tax is Indian tax. Suppose
No.
today I'm very good in Australian, and tomorrow I'm in India, and I want to practice in India. Can I do anything in Indian tax? No, I don't know anything about Indian tax. Number 15, are there any course offered in the chapter 2 in chartered accountant, like training or practical exposure to pursue the opportunity there, or experience on how to? Okay, so this is good one. Our chapter do around 40 events every year. Every month roughly we have 3 events, and then we have international conference and other thing. Mainly those topics are on tax. Yeah, so it will be good if you want to join. Our new chairman, CA Samir Mehta, is working on now big change where we will be able to let any member anywhere in the world can join our CPD event. But our CPD event is happening around 6 o'clock in the evening here. So your time will be 6 p.m. actually Sydney time. So your time will be 1:30 p.m. So yeah, but this is a good way of learning a lot of things and creating your network. Hope I have given you the answer. Number 16, will experience of Middle East where tax system are not that complicated. It is catching up though. Give any advantage when applying for job in Australia? Again, I want to say every country got their own tax. It simply does not apply to other country. And please don't. So when you come here, it does help though, because if you work in India in tax, of course it will help you. But sometimes that knowledge creates more problem than the solution, because then you have to forget that first. Otherwise, you keep on comparing, keep on making mistake. So you might have to forget and then learn Australian. Hope you got my point that that knowledge of Indian tax will actually create more problem for you. I'm sorry, but this is what it is, my experiences. I run my own consultancy firm specializing in international tax and business strategy advisory. How can I plan to establish my presence in Australia and serve SME? Any partnership opportunity? Of course, this is you're already doing this thing. It seems like you are already doing international tax and business advisory. If you send me a profile of your firm and everything, and see if I could be any help. But you have to have a patience, and you might have to visit actually Australia. Actually, not have to, but you should visit Australia and see with your own eyes how the market, do a bit of more research, find your own comfort, and then you should decide. That is my suggestion to you. But as I said, I'm happy to help if I could be any help. Okay, but that is my honest advice. You should somehow make time to visit Australia. Now, number 18, do we need to give a covering letter, and does the CB require a photo, a personal mobile number along with the email? Yes, very good question. So covering letter is always good. That give a snap to the employer, prospective employer, what you really mean it. And photo, no, you don't need to, unless there's certain job where photo does play a big role. Accountant, whether you're looking good or not, who cares? As far as he can do the job. If it was photo requirement, I wouldn't have got any job. And but of course, you have to give your mobile number. What do you mean by personal mobile number? Well, in Australia, normally people have only one number. Yeah, we don't have two phone, two number, and so forth. Maybe some, maybe prime minister and all those ministers, they might have two phone, but normally people have only one phone. Along with the email, yes, you have to share your email and LinkedIn profile. Yes. Moving to USA versus Australia in terms of career growth and quality of life. Good question. See, I might be biased here. Okay, so this is my disclaimer. But I have my lot of friends in America, and let's start with quality of life first. I can almost put my money on the quality of life is far better in Australia than in America. You have balance. Here, value of family time is so important. Nobody will call you after hours. Saturday, Sunday, nobody will call you. Very conscious about it because this is your family time. Here we have minimum wage startup scenario. I did mention about medical facility and services. It's a universal cover. In America, if you don't have health insurance, you are stopped. Crime, the guns and everything, it just can't even compare, in my opinion. Okay. So this is quality of life. Now, moving in terms of career growth, well, maybe you might have better career in America. You're working for big accounting firm. Well, you might have, because definitely you have far bigger corporations in America. You're playing with big dollar amount and so forth, but yeah, I mean, that way maybe America is better. Definitely, because America is the top economy of the world, but that's my answer. How can I work in Australia? Well, you apply for a visa and come here and meet me. I would love to help you. So just Google High Commissioner, Australian High Commissioner, Delhi, and they have all the information. And very transparent. You don't need to really be rocket scientist, but you can, I don't know, you can, if you're not sure, you can take advice. You can hire an immigration consultant and they will help you with that. But definitely, I will encourage you to come to Australia. Now, we have a few minutes left and I want to share a few things. You might have noticed that on 2nd of April, just 2 weeks ago, we had free trade agreement. Well, it's not free trade, they call it Australia-India Economic Cooperation Trade Agreement. It's called ICTA. And I was in the luncheon meeting with the Piyush Goyal and the Trade Minister of Australia. And it was very warm. And Australian government is looking very favorably for Indian human resource and Indian consultant and Indian market overall. Australia is very keen at the moment. We have, as a migrant community, we have built a very good reputation in Australia. So even those consultants who cannot come, they love their mommy and daddy in India. They can do a lot of business between India and Australia and make serious money out of it. If you look at Australian map, you'll find that there's a place called, so if you look at in my slide also, it's Karata, Western Australia. That place and Chennai is very close. Maybe if you take flight from there, maybe 7-hour flight. In my opinion, I have actually discussed this, call it project, with the ex-Prime Minister Tony Abbott, actually who played big role in our free trade agreement, which was signed 2 weeks ago, that we can develop this Australia with the help of India, big way, especially that part, north, east of Australia can be developed with the help of our chartered accountant and our other Indian consultant support. I really want to encourage our, this is my strong feeling that this free trade agreement can only be successful. I know I can be a bit biased here, but I know it cannot be a successful story unless Indian chartered accountant play a big role. We have to think beyond tax. We have to think beyond compliance work. We have to help our client in India and in Australia, how we can bring SME of both the country closer, how we can educate them. Suppose tomorrow we have a company here who want to establish a manufacturing in India. Who's going to advise? Indian chartered accountant. Similarly, if you have a company in India who want to expand to Australia, who's going to do it? Government has signed very good trade agreement. People don't know. So this skill itself could be sold so well, and everybody, I bet everybody will make good money or serious money. Now it's time for us as a member of our Indian Institute to play a big role, play a role which is, in my opinion, not known yet. In India, when I visit India, when I say I'm a chartered accountant, they look at me like I'm another corrupt person. This is how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, but we have to change our perception, at least. We have to work together and create wealth, make people richer, rather than, doing this ATO licensing and all those things. I mean it. And because we have just signed this agreement, our chapter is also working very focused. We have created one separate committee where we will be doing a number of workshops and education for our Australian company and maybe Indian as well, so that we can facilitate all those people. And they are mainly SME, by the way, because large corporation can take help from PwC and KPMG, whoever. But SME can work together and make both the people of the country, India and Australia, more prosperous. And I really request everybody, our SIRC member, to think about it. And I'm willing and keen to help anybody who want to come forward to really help their client and do something in this space. There's a lot of money, my friend. I know what I'm talking about. Just my request. And if you have any question, I'm happy to share. Moniji, you can share my detail to your members.
I'll just share your details right now with the members. Many were like asking. So is your like now shared your as a presenter that your first slide? I think is it visible to you, sir?
Yeah, you can share that. Yeah.
Yes. So is my presentation screen is visible to you?
Yeah, you can share that. And as I said, please ask me any question, because at the end of the day, I know, though it looks like I'm going to help you, but actually you are helping me to bring SME of both the country closer. I really mean it. We can do it together and make prosperity for people of both the country. I really mean it. I'm very sincerely. I want to thank you all to listen to me in my presentation. Thank you.
So those were the questions compiled from our end actually. So many members were like asking your details. So I have like shared your
please
number
share. Please
and
share.
your
Please share.
definitely, sir. So we'll share the PPT with the members who have like registered for today's program. So thank you so much for your time. And
it's my so
in your
pleasure.
busy schedule, and I know it is like already late for you in Australia. It will be like around 10:30
I'm so
or 11.
excited. I know it's a 10:30 here, but I'm so happy that I was able to interact with your members, and hopefully I will be visiting India as soon as possible. And yeah, it give me immense pleasure.
Yes, I will be like happy to have you here, sir. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy to have you here, sir. So
Thank you.
another speaker for the session is like arrived from Malaysia. Like happy to invite our CA Anil Gupta, sir. And I would like to share sir's due to our chairman and a secretary in the absence of them, I would like to invite CA Anil Gupta, sir, for today's session. And I think, sir, your profile is visible. I have like projected your profile right now.
I think it's not visible now.
So
it's not visible. Yeah.
yes, sir. 1 second, sir. So due to the connectivity issue, they are like not able to join today. So I thought I will share the profile to members, and which will be. So I think there is some interruption from my end also. So I will just read out your profile. I think now it is visible for the members.
Yep.
So sir's profile is like, so which will be like, I will read it out, sir. CA Anil Gupta is a director with Deloitte Transfer Pricing Practice in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He has more than 14 years of experience in dealing with some of the largest multinational corporations around the world. He deals with from diverse sector industries such as telecom, automotive, consumer products, technology, and ITs. So over the year, Anil sir has consulted on various transfer pricing matters such as evaluation of transfer pricing models, evaluation, involvement in advanced pricing agreement procedures, and MAP cases, assist clients in preparation of transfer pricing policies, and operationalize transfer pricing in new setups, involved in high-end litigation on complex transfer pricing issues, etc. So in recent years, Anil sir has built a strong reputation in the field of dispute resolution, assisting some of the largest multinational companies navigation of the large navigation, note the challenges of revenue authority scrutiny, most notably in the consumer. Thank you so much. So, and share your screen from your end.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, can you stop?
Receive the presenter, right?
Yeah, can you stop the presenter?
I have given.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, I have given you the presenter, right?
Okay. Hi everyone. Good morning or good evening. I hope that we are the most of the participants are from India, so it would be good evening for you guys. But for me, it's going to be a good night. Yeah, so in Malaysia right now it is 9 p.m. But I would be happy to walk through what are the landscape in Malaysia with regard to the economy. What are the professional business opportunity which you can see in Malaysia? Then how Indian chartered accountants can participate, or let's say find a job in Malaysia. And then probably I will walk through that. Let's say if you want to set up a practice in Malaysia, what are the requirements, what are the visa requirement, or let's say other formalities you need to fulfill. Then lastly, I would be very happy to take question from the participant. To be honest with you, I have not prepared any presentation slide because I want to make this whole conversation very interactive, if possible. Because I'm not sure about what is the arrangement, but probably I want this presentation to be more interactive rather than I'm reading from the slides and all that. So let's start. So let's say if you have any question, maybe you can raise your hand, or maybe send your question to Moni. I would be happy to address that. So let me walk through that. What are the general economic condition in Malaysia? So just give you background that I moved in Malaysia in 2015, and when I moved here, my impression was that I'm moving a country which I don't know, because there are so many different races and all, as well as the ethnics of the people. So how I'm going to cope up? But when I landed in Malaysia, so right now I spent 7 years in Malaysia, my entire thought process got changed. And why that got changed? Because Malaysia is very cosmopolitan city, okay, country. If you see that we have all
Sorry
the races in. Yeah,
Anil Gupta, your video got off. Can you on it, sir? Or
I think
you have? Yeah, now it
my
is like on your.
okay.
Your PPT is not visible actually. Now your GoToWebinar screen is actually visible to us.
What is not visible to you?
The PPT is not visible, sir.
Actually, I'm not presenting any PPT. If you want, I have 5-6 slides, but I just want to make this more interactive.
Then you can stop the screen sharing part, sir. I think you have like shared your GoToWebinar slide. You can just stop it.
Okay.
We will have your screen fully.
Just 1 minute. How to stop this one? Because I'm not too much familiar with the.
I will get the rights. I will get the rights. One second. Yes, sir. You can start. Okay. So just give a background about the general economic condition in Malaysia. So Malaysia is one of the fastest growing economy in this region, and it has again, if you see that today IMF has issued the economic outlook for many countries. So Malaysia is one of them. I think it is falling under the ASEAN region. So what IMF has predicted that Malaysia economy will grow by 5.6 to 6%. Be it aside that economy and that growth sector, what I would like to say that Malaysia is well placed within the Southeast Asia country, and one of the fastest growing economy, and it is a heart of Southeast Asia. There is no doubt about that, and it is not incorrect to say that it is a path to the most of the ASEAN countries. How? Let me give some facts. That it is center of the Southeast Asia because it's very close to all, like Singapore, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Thailand, and all those countries. So you can get access of 650 million people market. Second thing, it is well connected with all major ports, like major ports in Asia. So like just take an example that Mumbai in India, you can reach within 6 hours. Whereas let's say if you want to go Shanghai in China, you can also reach within 6 hours. Similarly, like next, Malaysia is also very close to next busiest shipping lane. So Malacca has the access to the busiest shipping lane via 2 ports, which is critically like well positioned in the sea,
and that's where that it gives a Malaysia advantage in terms of shipping, or let's say for trade related activity. Malaysia is purely a market oriented country that so basically they have a 15 trade agreement. They have signed 15 trade agreement that gives them flexibility of greater access to the market. Lower cost of doing business in Malaysia. That is another thing that and third largest in terms of workforce. That is third largest in the world. Apart from that, why Malaysia is so special, that there are uh, few other fact pattern. So one is that uh, the diversity of the people. So you can see that most of the people, they widely speak English. Okay, apart from English speaking, so whatever interaction we do with the tax authorities, or let's say in day to day, we always use English language. Apart from English, you can also find out that people are speaking Mandarin, Hindi, Tamil, and also the Malay language. That is another thing. Then with regard to your worship and all that, is very free. You can worship any any religion. There is no restriction, so you can find out Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism here in Malaysia. So that's why I'm saying that the economy is very open. They accept the people. The people over here in Malaysia are very gentle, very nice, and I would, because personally I would say that if you see the index of the best retirement, the country which is best suited for the retirement, the Malaysia is one of them, because most of the US people or European people, they want their retirement in Malaysia. Why? Because the living standard is very nice, the facilities are excellent, with regard to the living standard is also safety. Yeah, that's another thing that I would say that it's well placed in Malaysia. So these are the general economy factors which make Malaysia more I would say that business oriented or market oriented, uh, and also the people friendly. I would say that you can settle in Malaysia. So if any question, please feel free to raise here. Otherwise, I will move on the next topic, which is that what are the financial services in Malaysia? So as you see that Malaysia financial services are is categorized into four segments majorly. One is banking, second is capital market, third is insurance, fourth is others, that has other financial sector and all that. So basically, the Bank Negara of Malaysia, which is the central bank in Malaysia, they regulate and monitor all the financial institution in Malaysia. So any financial institution, if they want to do any provide banking services, they have to get a license from the BNM. And the banking services are broadly classified into the commercial banking, investment banking, and Islamic banking. So these are the broad category of the banking sector. When it comes to the capital market, so basically the in terms of the capital market, the Security Commission of Malaysia regulate and also do a development of the capital market. So again, the capital market is further segmented into four segments broadly. That is equity based, so wherein that all equities, primary market, equity market, fixed interest income, or let's say Suku Fund. Suku Fund is again Malaysia led funding project, which is done by the capital market. Then second one is equity market. So the private equity is basically those players which are into private equity, or let's say venture capitalists, that fall into that category. That has very specialized people that do a financing and all that. Then third one is a digital. So basically in digital, mostly you see that crowdfunding or peer-to-peer funding. Or third one is the Islamic finance. So those are the third category of the funding environment in capital market. Lastly, the fourth one is assets management, or let's say managing of those we have different funding. One is like conventional conventional management of the assets. Then we have Islamic, and then we also have some assets management services. So basically, these are the broader financial landscape in Malaysia. So it's well organized, and I would say that, and it's widely spread that I would say that Malaysia is one of the well placed country in terms of financing, regulation, and all that. And that's where that you will see that I think recently the Malaysia has started building a financial hub in Malaysia. They have already built the financial building, which is I think going to be a headquarter, or let's say regional headquarter for some of the banks, foreign banks, as well as regional banks. So these are the recent development which I have shared for with regard to the financial service sector. Moving on, what are the services which a CA firm can provide in Malaysia? So widely that what I have seen, it may be more or less, but is audit and insurance services. Yes, the most of the companies in Malaysia, whether it's mid-size or big four, they are mostly into audit and assurance services. Then tax, yes, tax is again split that okay, whether you are doing domestic tax, international tax, transfer pricing, employee taxation, or let's say indirect taxes. And then we in Malaysia specifically, we have other practices like incentive practice, or let's say RACA, we call it reinvestment allowance or capital allowance, wherein that the government gives some incentive. So these are the some practices which we have seen widely in tax services. Consulting, again, consulting is very wide. It could be operation related, or let's say finance related. So whatever services you want, that will fall under the consulting. Then we have a financial advisory. Financial advisory is basically for restructuring, or let's say M&A activity, for all those kind of services. Then lastly, we have indirect tax, legal. Legal is this is becoming one of the most attractive services in Malaysia. As you see that most of the lawyer in Malaysia are Indian. So basically, you will find that in all law firm, they are the major partners or tax partner, or let's say other practice area, the partners are Indian partner. It could be local Indian, or maybe the expat. Then lastly, the risk advisory services. This is one of the services that getting boom in Malaysia. Basically, it's handle or related to all risk advisory related, whether it's operational or commercial, or let's say cyber risk and all that. So you will find that those services are generally club or park under the risk advisory services. So these are the general kind of services which a CA firm can provide in Malaysia. Then moving on, that what are the tax landscape in Malaysia? So the tax landscape in Malaysia, that we have a different category of tax. Surely there's a personal tax. I think personal tax is mostly for individual who are employed, or maybe they are having income from other sources. So we have an individual taxation system. Then we have a company tax. So basically is 24%. They give you some deduction and all that, but the flat tax rate is 24%. Then we have indirect tax practice. Indirect tax, so basically GST was abolished in Malaysia. So right now we are following the SST. Under indirect tax practice, we have excise, custom, and also the SST practice, SST tax. Then apart from that, the employee tax. So employee tax is again, if let's say you are expatriate, then you have to follow the expatriate rule in Malaysia, and you have to pay your taxes accordingly. And lastly, we have stamp duty taxes. So basically, if let's say you are doing some transaction, then you have to pay some stamp. You have to stamp duty, and you have to follow that. It goes according to the volume of the transaction, or let's say it's different category of the services. So that's a stamp tax. And then we have lastly the real property tax gain. So basically, is applicable to the you cannot equate this one with the capital gain tax, because in Malaysia we don't have a capital gain tax. So mostly these kind of tax you can see in Malaysia. Then moving forward, I think what are the outsourcing services which one can find out in Malaysia? Outsourcing is basically what I have seen and what other companies are providing, because what government of Malaysia want to make Malaysia as a regional hub for most of the outsourcing services. So the common services, outsourcing services, which I have seen or generally we have seen in the market is one is payroll outsourcing services, and then accounting services. So basically payroll, they manage end-to-end payroll process from the compensation structure to the payroll processing the moment your salary is getting credited. Then the accounting services, they manage end-to-end accounting services, whether it's monthly accounting, quarterly accounting, or let's say MIS and all those things. So that is accounting services. Then staff placement. So sometime, let's say if you need staff, they will also do a staffing for you, or let's say they will temporarily provide you the staff if you have a shortage of the people. Then then the CFO services. So we have also seen that some company for short duration, if they don't have a CFO and all that, they want to depute some CFO. So some of the companies also provide those CFO services for a shorter period. And then bookkeeping services. So bookkeeping services is again that if you want to hire some accountant to do your bookkeeping, so there are different software which Malaysia uses. Tally is, I think Tally is not commonly used. There are other system. So you can also do outsourcing of bookkeeping services. Then lastly, the tax compliance services. So tax compliance services, it would be your tax return, your withholding tax, your estimation of tax, like what we have advanced tax in Malaysia. We have monthly estimation of tax in tax system in Malaysia. And apart from that, all those EPF, monthly EPF return, service tax return, and all those things. Which we need to comply. So I think that is also part of the outsourcing services. So these are the commonly seen the outsourcing services which someone can provide or explore the opportunity in Malaysia. I will pause here. Probably that I have then maybe if any question, Moni, from anyone, I would be happy then. Otherwise, I will go on the main part of the presentation.
Yes, sir. We have questions from members, sir. I will share it.
Yeah, sure. I'm fine.
Because they have some basic questions as we had in Australia. So 1 second, sir. Is my screen visible to you, sir?
Can you just make it a little bit larger?
Yeah,
I'm getting actually.
Right now, is it visible to you, sir? Can I read the question for you?
What is the best way to search and get a job in Malaysia? Tried applying through Grassroots and Indian, any good companies can we share? Sure, I'm going to cover this one in detail. Don't worry. I think I will walk through the entire process. What experience in transfer pricing international could be Indian CA move to Malaysia services? To be very honest with you, that we have an ample opportunity for transfer pricing and international tax. So if anyone wants to move from India, and if they have a good experience in transfer pricing, I think there is ample opportunity actually. To be honest with you, even we are hiring a lot of people in Deloitte with regard to the transfer pricing. So if you have a good experience, I think this is one of the services. We are short of the local talent, and we are totally relying on the Indian chartered accountant who have a good experience in transfer pricing and international tax. Yeah, sir, I'm interested in what is this?
IB.
How can I? IB. What is this? IB is basically.
IB. I myself don't get it, sir.
Yeah, that's why. Please, if you want to write question, please write full form. Might be I'm not aware with IB. Okay, I think we can take it question this one. What are the opportunities Malaysia for CA practice in India? Any further course to be compliance? I'm going to answer this question. Don't worry. Can a job aspirant come to visit visa and attend job interview? I think this one again I'm going to answer. Since you are doing transfer pricing, do Malaysia accept Indian CA? Yes, Malaysia accept both. Your domestic taxation will not help, but since you have a base understanding of the domestic tax, I think it's helpful. I cannot totally negate that it will not help you. Since you are in transfer pricing, Malaysia, I think this one I have already answered. How can we pitch a client based in Malaysia? I think this one I can cover. Any association or organization which can Indian CA firm can be partner. This one again I am going to answer. Yeah, I think maybe you can stop sharing, then I can walk through the main
Yes,
part of.
sir. The question which for the 24th, you were like IB is like investment banking.
Yeah, I think, yeah, a good opportunity. I have seen all foreign banks. There are so many Indian people are doing investment banking in Malaysia. Yeah, there are opportunity for the Indian CA, I would say. Yeah.
So
Okay.
those were the questions compiled right now. We'll start the session. So we'll
Sure,
stop the
sure.
screen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If
So
I'm going too fast, please feel free to interrupt me. Okay. Yeah.
yes, sir.
So I will first touch upon that. What are the requirement in Malaysia and what are the option available to the Indian CA? Okay. Few points. Okay. I'll take my example. I'm a chartered accountant. I took membership in Malaysia, so I'm a member of Malaysian MIA. So it's basically Malaysian Institute of Accounting. Then I'm also member of CTIM, which is Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia. Then third one is so how I get that membership. Let me walk through that the entire process. So basically, you see that the MIA, Malaysia Institute of Accounting, CTIM, the Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia, they have recognized CA degree. So basically, they have put as a recognized professional body. Through this, you can take a membership in CTIM or MIA. So that is one route which I have taken. So what are the benefits? There are so many benefits when you become a member of MIA or let's say CTIM. Third part is India, ICAI and MICPA. So basically, Malaysian Institute of Certified Public Accountant, they have signed MRA. Now they mutually recognize the member, and you can become a member of MICPA by passing, I think, 2 extra papers. Then you can get admitted as a member of MICPA as well. So these are the 3 points which I would like to highlight to each of you, that maybe you can become a member of MIA. So the point is that when you are moving to any country, see what are the MRA that the ICAI has with that country. Before moving, try to take that qualification because it add value to your qualification. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing, that when you apply the membership, so basically you will also get accustomed with the how the country runs, what professional services you can provide, and what professional membership is going to help you with regard to, because they post so many job on their website in the career section or sometime in the classified. So you can find, if let's say you are a member, so basically you will get a notification, okay, this job is posted, so maybe you can apply, or all those information you will get easily. Even though, yeah, I know that this is extra cost, but I think if you want to get a job in Malaysia or any other country, I think this is one of the route. Apart from this, I think what you can do that, so basically, let's say if you want to set up a practice in Malaysia, again, so again, I will split into 3 part, basically in 4 part. So let's say if you want to set up an audit services practice in Malaysia. So basically what you need to do, basically you need to be a chartered accountant, registered with the MIA. Then you need to obtain the certificate of practice. So this is another thing. And lastly, you need to get a license. So basically in Malaysia, if you want to do a audit, basically you need to get a audit license. Otherwise you cannot do audit in Malaysia. This is one requirement. So, but let's say this is for a audit firm. Let's say non-audit firms. So basically if you want to provide, let's say, tax, consulting or other services, you need to be a chartered accountant or certified chartered accountant, or we call it basically licensed accountant with MIA. And then you need a tax license. So basically tax license. So like I'm applying for my tax license. So if you want to do tax practice in Malaysia, you need to have that tax license. Otherwise, you can't do a practice in Malaysia. Then let's say if you want to, you have already a firm, you want to set up a branch, whether it's for non-audit services or audit services, then the person has to be a member of Malaysian Institute of Chartered Accountant. Otherwise, you can't open a office in Malaysia. So basically, you need to register with MIA. Then if you want to run an audit practice, you also need to register with the commission. We call it basically the companies commission in Malaysia. So these are the two things that you need to get. Then only you can start your practice in Malaysia. Then coming on the, I hope everyone is clear on this. What are the avenues, or let's say professional affiliation is available for the Indian Chartered Accountant. Apart from these professional bodies, we have set up Malaysia chapter in Malaysia. So basically ICAI Malaysia chapter, where in that currently we are 200 members. So you can also get registered into that ICAI chapter Malaysia, and you can get regular updates, whatever events we are doing. And that is very, I would say that I personally benefited a lot from that chapter. So you can actively participate into that chapter and get to know other members, because whenever any new jobs come, or let's say any new opportunity come, we generally post into that group. And that's where I'm saying that if you're connected with the chapter, probably your chances are better. Coming to the part that if let's say someone wants to move in Malaysia, not from practice side, but basically from a job opportunity. So how you can find a job in Malaysia? So let me walk through some of the what I have done and what I advise to the other people. So basically, let's say if you want to find a job in Malaysia, first source is LinkedIn. So look for actively put a filter like location filter. If let's say you want to move Malaysia, and then you can search what are the jobs available for the in Malaysia with regard to the accounting, or let's say other services. Then second point is you can visit the company's website, go into the career section of those companies and apply job there. And this is extra tip which I generally follow, that you can go into the HR section. If let's say you find out the HR person email ID, after putting up or uploading your CV into the portal, you can, if let's say if you send an email directly to the HR person by mentioning the job description, or let's say the ID, or let's say the job reference number, I think that will differentiate you from the other people, because on the website so many people are uploading their resume. But let's say if you're sending directly to the HR manager, I think that will help you. Then reach out directly to all your connects. So people who are based in Malaysia, I think check with your internal reference that if there is any opportunity. Generally, like if I get any opportunity, I post in my close group that if anyone is interested. So you can also network with the people and also go through with your internal references. Then you can also apply to the job portals. There are so many job portals in Malaysia. Apart from that, I think then maybe let's say if you're already working in some company, you can ask for an internal transfer. That is another another source of getting job in Malaysia. Then I'm coming on the major part, which is most challenging part with regard to the job in Malaysia. See, to be honest, in Malaysia, let's say if you want to apply for a job, you need an employment pass. So basically, we call it employment visa. So in Malaysia, any professional who wants to work, they have to go through this process and they have to get the employment visa. Generally, the employment visa is financed by the employer, and it's mostly for 2 years. Okay, and in Malaysia, we have a different category of visa. One is EP1, EP2, EP3. So what is this EP1, EP2, EP3? Basically, it's a salary band. So let's say if your salary is higher side, more than 10,000 ringgit, or let's say 20,000 ringgit, so you will fall into the EP1 category. wherein that company need not to justify that why they are hiring the expat. EP2 is basically a mid-level, and EP3 is again that starting level of job. So any company which want to hire expat, there's a one website. They have to publish that job opportunity into the Malaysia. And let's say they did not find, because now when COVID came in, the Malaysian government put the restriction that before hiring any expat, you need to advertise at least 3 months into the job portal, that and if you can't find anyone, then only you can hire the expat. Other point which is critical and important is, let's say the requirement is, if you can't find a local person, then only you can go to hire expat. Then if let's say your salary is lower than the certain threshold limit, then the employer has to give justification why you are hiring the expat, why you are not going to the local people, or why is there that the skill set, or let's say qualification, is short in Malaysia, or we don't have the people. So company has to give justification. That's where I always recommend that if you are coming into, let's say, EP3, sometimes it's very challenging. Many times we have seen that the visa got rejected, and the only one reason that why you are hiring expat for lower category of services. If you have enough local talent, we will not allow you to hire the expatriate people. Yeah. So this is with regard to the employment pass and also the opportunity. Now coming to that, where the Indian chartered accountants can get a job, I would suggest that if you have experience in working in multinational organization, or let's say MNC companies, and then it's very easy to get a job in Malaysia, because those MNC companies, they want to hire the Indian CA, and we have so many people that they are working with the MNC companies. Second thing, with regard to the certain specific skill set, there's a huge requirement. So that the first one is transfer pricing, that there's a lot of opportunity for transfer pricing and international tax. Then internal audit, again I'm saying that there is a ample opportunity for internal audit, or let's say forensic audit. People who are well versed with the internal audit, or let's say forensic, they can easily get job in Malaysia. Then analytics. So if you have experience in analytics, or let's say HANA or SAP and all those things, I think your chances are very high, very high. And Indian CA, or let's say IT people, specifically in Malaysia, they are highly regarded, they are highly respected with regard to the all these qualification. And then IFRS. So if you have experience in IFRS, I think you can get an opportunity here. And I think then audit services also, I have seen that in past few years that the audit practices, they are hiring a lot of Indian chartered accountant in audit practice because of shortage of the local talent, or let's say people. And then lastly, I would say that this is again an emerging market, or let's say emerging services, where I have seen a lot of excitement in the market, is sustainability, or let's say your ESG, or let's say compliance related work, wherein that I have seen that there are a lot of opportunities in Malaysia that one can apply. And I think the key objective is that you need to have a specialized services. If that talent is locally available, you can't get a job here. So that's where I'm saying, if you have a specialized skill set, knowledge or expertise, it's very easy to get job in Malaysia. And then you can go and find out that what are the skill set which is not easily available in Malaysia. Try to get that experience, or let's say qualification, and then apply. Then your route is very easy to get into this country. Then I think I have again covered most of the point with regard to the practice or services, and what are the opportunities available for the Indian chartered accountant. Again, I will stop here, if someone has any question. Moni, if there's a further question, I would be happy to take that.
Yes, sir. I'll share my screen, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
So from actually 29 question we need to take once.
29. Yeah, sure. I'll go one by one. I
Yes.
think, yeah, I'm more open for a discussion and sharing. You cannot unmute the participant, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, never mind. I think, but I think your screen is still, I cannot, okay, just 1 minute.
Yep. Can I read out the questions, sir?
No, I'm just expanding the screen actually.
Once. If you want, I will make it bigger. This is okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
First question is, how critical is the knowledge of Malay language for working in Malaysia? As I highlighted in the starting, English is widely used. If you have a Malay language, you know the Malay, actually it will add value, because sometimes you have to interact with the local people, and if you know the Malay language, actually is really helpful actually. But I have not feel any hurdle while interacting with the people, because widely they speak English. Yeah. Can we do a practice with ICAI certificate or shall pass any exam? You cannot do, again, like I have highlighted that, let's say if you want to do a tax practice in Malaysia, first you need to be a member of CTIM, Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia. Then you need to get a tax agent license, which is given by the Ministry of Finance. There's a proper exam. So basically you have to pass that exam, and then there would be a interview session with the tax authorities. So they will do there would be a panel of 5 people, and they will interview you. So once you qualify or pass that interview, then they will issue you the certificate. So basically then you can do a tax practice. Similarly, let's say if you want to go for a audit practice, you need to have a member of MIA or a certified accountant, and then you need to get a certificate of practice, and then you need to get a certificate of audit license. Then only you can do a audit in Malaysia. Yeah. Sir, not specifically to Malaysia, but in general, if we take membership of countries like CPA, can we work in companies like directly with that license? I think not in Malaysia. Like yes, see, every degree counts, every experience counts. Even like when I was in India, I did my CA degree, then I did my law degree. Then I did my international tax certification course, and it helps me a lot actually. So if whether you take any additional degree, whether you take any additional qualification, that will always add value to your professional journey, or let's say you are applying for a job. Because like me, there is a rare combination of accountant plus lawyer, which helped me a lot, because now I'm doing my transfer pricing things. Apart from that, I'm also doing litigation. So basically, I appear before the tax authorities in Malaysia. I also appear in dispute resolution panel, and also similarly, like we have ITAT. So I have we have SEIT. So the forum, I have also appear with my partner. So because of my law degree, it helps me to go beyond my the compliance work. So again, it's a really helpful. Any degree will be helpful. Yeah. If I take membership of MIC after clearing exam, will be useful to me? Yes, sure, it would be useful, because the Malaysia ICAI chapter, they're actively participating or doing collaboration with other professional bodies, wherein that the member who will get a MICPA degree, I think they can get a job in Malaysia. Even again, I said that focus on that extra that additional exceptional qualification basically, or experience which is not locally available, then your chances are better actually. Yeah, I would say that degrees, yes, surely it will help you. Yeah. Is there any residency certificate for applying license? No, not a such thing. This one I'm not aware, to be honest with you, but I think this one I can check and come back to you. Sir, how we can register with the different chapters? I think we have that, like if, let's say if you want to register in Malaysia chapter, you can apply that. So we have a certain criteria for membership, and you have to pay a membership fee. That is not so high. Then you can get a membership in Malaysia. How to apply for forensic audit assignment for a job? I think there are a lot of job on a forensic. Even if someone is interested, you can give me a CV. I can refer it. I know our past chairman, Mr. Prabhatji. He's doing forensic practice in Malaysia. He's an Indian chartered accountant. He's in Malaysia in past 15-20 years, and he's running his own forensic audit practice in Malaysia. And even in Deloitte, we have openings for forensic accounting. Yeah. Scope in capital market is capital market work. Again, I'm saying that this is a very big word, specifically which segment you want to operate. So let's say if you want to operate specifically in equity market, I think you can apply. Then again, it comes to that what which exceptional qualification, let's say segment you want to operate. So like derivatives, or let's say equity and all that, probably there you need to be certain qualification, or let's say certification, then only you can participate. But let's say in bank, I have seen many chartered accountants are working in banks in Malaysia. Even in insurance, we have so many CFOs who are heading the insurance company in Malaysia. They are chartered accountant. With regard to the other sector, let's say if you want to go into investment banking, opportunities are there. There are so many Indian people, not only the chartered accountant, but I have seen MBA and other stream. They are into those financial institution. Yeah. I think question number 38, Moni, I cannot see.
Question number 35 we need to take, sir. Actually, we are left the 35th question.
Okay, if you can please elaborate upon the international tax skill apart from the transfer pricing, as I have dealt with treaty related issues. See, international tax, I can tell you that we have 2 Indian partners. They are doing international tax practice. Okay, so why I'm saying so, because the international tax practice in Malaysia was not so evolved, but I think with MLI, even Malaysia was not having any P definition, or let's say the profit attribution rule in Malaysia, which is recently introduced. And we are seeing a lot of excitement into the market that the tax authorities are getting active. But people over here, they don't have that so much experience the way we have in India, that experience on PE, or let's say we are getting more accustomed with the MLI, or let's say with the global tax rule, the pillar 1 and pillar 2. I think there would be a lot of opportunity, but don't generalize it that you have done some work treaty related and then you can apply. Again, I'm saying that you need to have that specific knowledge. Okay, then if those people are not in Malaysia, or let's say we are short of those people, short people will approach you. That's what I'm saying, that if you have a good experience in M&A, or let's say restructuring activity, or let's say advisory project, now we are we have seen a lot of excitement in the market with regard to that operational tax management services, wherein that so people are going and taking client pain point, so and then they are developing the software. So basically, whether it's related to the tax return filing, tax compliance, or let's say even in transfer pricing, we are doing that operational transfer pricing. So if you have those specialized knowledge, I think no one can stop you can apply, because local people don't have that much experience, which we as an Indian chartered accountant may have. So probably your chances are better. Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to have that Indian membership. Even I am paying my membership, Indian fees. Merger and acquisition, yes, ample opportunity for merger and acquisition. See, when you are in Malaysia, basically, uh, 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 when I will stop my presentation, I will share some more tips that how you can get into this market, or let's say not only this market, other market as well. That there are few things that we need to be work upon. I would not say work upon, but we need to have that in order to succeed any market, basically. Uh, let me touch upon this, that merger and acquisition I have already answered. If we are doing practice in India, so how we can get clients from Malaysia? Good question. I think we have a lot of we have lot of Indian professional body, or let's say chambers, wherein that you can participate. And also, see, everything is relationship, correct? So you need to have built that relationship. And like what so even in Malaysia, like there are so many SME companies are coming. Sure, they cannot afford a big firm, or let's say law firm in India. Surely they want some smaller firm, or let's say mid-sized firm. So if you can visit Malaysia, or let's say you already have your profile with those professional bodies, or let's say Indian chambers, or whatever committee or organization we have, then probably your chance is better to get clientele from the Malaysia. There is no shortcut actually. You need to build the relationship, and you need to build that that system. Uh, uh, then only you can get a client in Malaysia. Sir, normally Indian CA come under which pay scale out of oh, it depends. So basically, but what I can vouch, and I can give assurance that we have a more than 200 member in Malaysia CA. They are all top shot, either CFO, finance head, regional head, or Asia Pacific head. So mostly what I have seen that the band is most of the time is either band 1 or 2, because band 3 is very hard to get employment visa, very hard, to be honest with you. Whether any age restriction as well, upper age, no restriction, and no such age restriction in Malaysia, no such age restriction. Yeah. Any other question?
41 question. Can we get any outsourced work like accounting or taxation by staying in India? Or for this, did we need to register or do any extra course? And how and where we have search for client? Actually, for the last, I think you have answered.
Okay, this one I think outsourcing work you can get that. I think some of the companies are doing outsourcing work. No need for any registration, because unless and until you are not doing practice or you are not advising, you do not need any registration. But again, be mindful that when you're saying that you want to do some outsourcing work, you need to be well versed with the Malaysian tax system, or let's say rules and regulation. Then only you can do outsourcing work. So like accounting, because we Malaysia follow different MFRS, IFRS, and all those things. So you need to be well versed. Similarly for tax also, if you're not aware with the tax laws, because here it's everything is organized. To be honest with you, that they issue the practice note, or let's say guidance note, or let's say we call it the guidelines. Then you have to go through and understand what are those guidelines, what are those practice note you need to follow. And then let's say if you are okay or fine, well versed, I think you can do. With regard to how you can find out the client, that one, there's no straight answer. Again, I said that you need to participate, you need to be actively visible on the social media platform. When I'm saying social media, not Facebook and this Instagram, I'm talking mostly about the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is one of the biggest platform. I think that if you can properly advertise your services, and some of the Indian company they want, I think they will reach out to you. Yeah. Any further questions?
Last 46 questions, sir. Do we get citizenship after working for some years?
So normally in CA commander, which pay scale I have?
This one, sir. The 46th question. Do we get citizenship after
No.
working for some years?
This is the saddest part of the country. Even you can't get any PR, anything. You can't get. This is the saddest past. I think I'll cover this point in detail, because see, most of the people want to go out from India. So when you are choosing the country, you need to keep in mind certain facts when you are moving out. Otherwise, like your time and effort will get wasted. Yeah.
Those were the questions, so you can go up with your presentation.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Again, I'll talk about 10 to 15 minutes. How much time we have, Moni?
I have around half an hour. It's
Okay.
now 7:27 till 8 we have time.
Yeah. I think pretty enough.
Yes.
Just give me.
So if you want, we can take 2 minutes break.
No. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yes, thank you.
I'm fine. Okay. To be honest with you, that what generally I get call from India that, sir, I want to move Malaysia. What should I do? So I will not talk about Malaysia. I will just talk about the general things. Whenever you are planning to move abroad, okay, you have to be very clear that which country you want to move and what is your long-term objective. Why so? Because like if you're moving to Malaysia, or let's say if you're moving to Singapore, even after working so many years, there are less chance that you will get a PR or let's say citizenship. So whatever time you will spend, it will get wasted. So this is very strong point that I would recommend everyone to consider before moving to any country. Whether I will get citizenship, or what are the visa requirement for parents, whether we can bring the dependent or not. Like even in Malaysia, if you want to bring your parents, you need to have a dependent visa. Otherwise, you can't bring your parents. Third is what is the so let's say if you are married, you have kids. What is the education facilities in that country? Like even in Malaysia, we have world-class education facility, but the education is very expensive. So when you're negotiating with the employer, you have to be mindful. So let's say generally I give you an idea that for one child, the minimum fees is 5,000 ringgit. It depends which school you want. We have 10,000, we have 3,000, but again it depends that where you want to get education for your children. Third one is medical. So again, I would say that if you are moving abroad, check out whether your employer is giving you the medical facility or not, because even in Malaysia, medical is very expensive. It's too expensive. So if your wife or your dependent are not covered, then probably it's a risky proposition, because again I'm saying that medical is very expensive. So again you have to consider. Third one is whether your wife can work, or let's say your spouse can work in the country or not. Let's say, because what problem, even my wife, she's a chartered accountant. When she moved with me in Malaysia, I think it was very hard for her to get a job. Okay, and I think that's where I felt that it's not easy to get job in Malaysia, or let's say other country, if you don't have a PR, or let's say you don't have any that the company will not allow. Like, let's say if you're on EP category of 3, which is around 5,000 ringgit, probably the local authorities are not going to allow you get EP category 3, and then you have to wait. You are on the mercy of the employer, basically. So again, this is the fourth point which you can check. And then I have covered broadly, and then the living standard. What are the cost of living in abroad? Then again, when you are negotiating your compensation with your employer, keep in mind all these points. Don't jump on that. Oh, I'm getting in a package, or let's say opportunity in overseas, and let's move on. No, that's not a wise decision, I would say. Do your proper homework. How much you are going to save, how much you are going to spend on medical, education, and living over there. And then again, because during COVID time, we have faced a lot of issues with regard to going back to India, or let's say coming back to India. The flights, the compliance, the tests, all those are different for expat, and we have to follow certain rules and regulations. So these are the few things I would suggest with regard to when you are moving to abroad, you can keep in mind. Coming on the professional part, again, what I have said that if you have a general degree, or let's say if you have a general experience, it will not give you any job in Malaysia or any country. You have to have a specialized knowledge, whether it's transfer pricing, whether it's international tax, forensic, SAP, or let's say analytics and all that. Those are high paying job. What you can do that, you do there's, I think, do Google. There's a platform, you can ask a question that what are the highly skilled job, or let's say qualification, or let's say experience, which can make us to settle in abroad. So then try to take that experience, or let's say qualification, and I think then your route is easy. This is one thing. Second thing, this is, see, your degree, your experience. Yes, you can get job. The hardest part is the soft skill. So I would say that personally, I feel that soft skill play a lot of role in growing, or let's say settling abroad. See, even in Malaysia, that I'm dealing with Japanese people, I'm dealing with Chinese people, I'm dealing with Malay people. So you have to have that skill set. I call it blend with the local people, respect the culture, and lastly, how you are going to communicate. Like what I think in the previous session, that Indian, we speak very fast. Okay, correct. So even if you speak English, which is very fast, or let's say you use the heavy words, probably the local people will not like, and they will not understand. Then they will start making a noise that I can't understand that people, what he's saying, what he is communicating. So that's where I said that your soft skills is very important. Second is your outlook. We have that tendency that outlook doesn't matter to me, or this is my everyone is chartered accountant. Okay, you have that professional experience, but your outlook matters a lot. How you're carrying yourself, differentiate with other people. So work on your outlook, the way of communication, and try to get that specialized knowledge, be it any field. These are the three things I can suggest to anyone. If you can get all these things, I think probably you can settle anywhere in the world. And I think I have also highlighted that when you are moving, applying for Canada, let's say Canada, Australia, US, anywhere, go on the ICAI website, find out what MRA we have, try to get that degree, try to get that additional qualification, because there is a point for everything. Like even in Malaysia, we don't have a point, but the moment, let's say if I take MIA degree, or let's say MIA membership, or let's say CT membership, basically your prospective employee will be very happy that this person has those, because even like in consulting, whenever I send my proposal, or let's say profile, whenever clients see, oh, this person has that CT membership, or let's say MIA membership, basically the client, or let's say the prospect feel that this person is well versed with the local culture, or well versed with the Malaysia accounting system, or let's say tax system, and then they are very happy, they are very open to give you a platform or opportunity. Again, I will pause here. If any question from anyone, I would be happy to take that. Yeah, Moni, over to you. Yeah.
3 questions, sir. We have 3 questions.
Yeah, sure.
We'll share the screen, sir.
Okay, according to you and partnership made by your institute, which country is good for PR? I think Australia is one of them. Again, I don't want to make any comments which is not uh, like Australia is one. You can get PR. I think it would be good if you take PR and job, then move to Australia. Is easy. I can share my personal experience that my 2 friends, they moved to Australia after getting the PR. 1 year they didn't get any job. Even in Canada, I can simply I can say that if you are moving to Canada, get job first and then only move. Because if let's say you are going there, it will take some time to get job over there. Okay, so US definitely that is a different animal. If you want to move to US, sure shot you can move. Nothing can beat US in terms of experience. Even I personally would prefer that US, if you take experience in US, that is entirely a different engine. But again, I'm saying that US is not easy, because it's a it's a I would say that the culture over there is you have to work a lot, you have to be more competitive, you have to be more informed when let's say you are moving to US. Ireland, again, I can say that if you are from a transfer pricing, you have a transfer pricing experience. There's a lot of hiring in Australia and in Ireland for transfer pricing. So those are the opportunity for the people. Chances for CA with CICA certification in Malaysia. I don't know what is this CISA certificate, but I think your CA degree plus this CISA certification is actually helpful. Yeah, if it is, let's say, a very specialized one, I think it is going to help you. Yeah. Does the own practice count over getting job in Malaysia? The starting practice anywhere in the world is not easy. I would say that getting job in Malaysia is not easy also, but the probability is high. Yeah.
So those were the questions, sir, right now.
Okay. No, if no further question,
Yes.
any other topic any participant would like to talk about, I would be very happy.
So those are the questions, sir, right now. So
Okay.
yeah, I have another question. Okay, certified information system audit, SISA.
Sure. Yeah. If you are CISA, I think, oh, I got it. Yeah. I think then you can apply for forensic and all that. It will help. Yeah, it will help. It will help.
So,
Yeah, I think yeah, I think my closing remark is that that work on your skill set. which take some specialized work in some specialized field, actually get some specialized courses. There are so many courses available in the market. Even I am doing a transfer pricing, but I'm planning to do my LLM in digital tax, because I know that next 20-30 years is going to be in digital tax. This is again, I can vouch and I can recommend to the people that because like what previous speaker has highlighted, that we are too focused on a compliance work, and compliance work is getting a commodity in the market. Okay, so you need to have that move from compliance work to advisory, technical advisory, or let's say operational advisory things, and then take those specialized knowledge in terms of it could be digitalization, or let's say digital tax, all those field. Probably that is going to be a big thing in next 20 years. And if someone will start investing their time, probably they would be far ahead from any other profession, or let's say any other services, than people who are doing compliance, let's say compliance work or audit work. The next booming industry is actually the digital. Yeah. And work on your communication skill set, that differentiate the people. Communication skill set, your presentation skill set, your outlook, and then I think that's it. These are the tips which I have followed basically, and I am in Malaysia in past 7 years, and I have seen my growth, and I can, if you follow the same, I think no one can stop you. Yeah.
Sir, those are the questions. If you have anything, you can go ahead with that, sir.
I don't have any question. Yeah. If you have, I would be very happy.
1 minute.
I have done my presentation actually. And anyone need any help can reach out to me. I would be very happy to help out people. I don't mind it doing. And yeah.
So, sir, can you share a slide with your contact details? So many members were like asking it from your mail ID or anything.
Mail ID. I'm not sure whether I've shared with you or not.
Yeah, I have it, sir. Actually, I have it. So if you
Yeah, can you can share. I don't mind it. You can share it with me
yes.
With the participant. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. And I'm so sorry if, let's say, I was rushing for some part of the presentation, or if I'm not able to touch upon any topics. I'm so sorry for that. You can individually reach out to me. I would be very happy to help you out. But again, I tried my best to touch upon the most important part of, like, where you can find out the job, what are the opportunities available for the Malaysian, the chartered accountant. Chances of CA with sorry, may I know why you have chosen Malaysia, sir? Again, this is a very personal question. Why I have chosen the Malaysia is basically like, I would say that it's this one is because the work environment is very friendly in Malaysia, and work-life balance, that is one thing I was looking, because I was with EY India 5 years, and that is one reason that I moved to Malaysia. Among whole Southeast Asian country, I think Singapore is one, and then after that, let's see, if you want to settle any other country, Malaysia is one of them. Yeah, the people are very friendly. Environment is so open that you won't feel that you are basically uh, 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 basically based in a different country. The people are so like, I celebrate Holi, I celebrate Diwali. Both Chinese and Malay people do celebrate the Holi and all that. So I have not seen any I have not observed basically any bad thing in the country. Yeah. And we, especially like chartered accountants, seen as a how to say, is basically like we are very technical. We are very hardworking. So I think those my seniors, which are in Malaysia, which have moved in Malaysia, they have actually set a very how to say good example about Indian CA. Yeah. I think Moni, you can put my mobile number also. I think
your mail ID.
Yeah, my mail ID is this cnl07@gmail.com. Yeah, you can reach
And,
out to me on the LinkedIn as well.
Yes, sir. LinkedIn ID. Can you share it? So many are like asking for your LinkedIn ID.
Yeah, sure. LinkedIn, you can share.
I don't have it, so can you just let them know your ID or profile? Or you
I
can
think
share your screen.
I think I cannot flash on my screen because I'm using my office laptop, so I cannot
Okay,
open it. But let's say if anyone wants to reach out to me, probably my LinkedIn profile, I think is just 1 minute. Just search Anil Gupta. In Gupta, you need to place like the spell out GWPTAA. Then you can see my Anil Gupta, Director, Deloitte Transfer Pricing. Yeah. My mobile number is also with Moni. Maybe if you want, you can put here. Any other question? I have done with my presentation. See, CV and all that you already know. I don't want to touch upon those, how to make CV and all that. I think is like those most important point I have shared with you. Those are the things I followed and I'm landed here. Even like I'm getting calls from many other location that if you want to move in UK or let's say Singapore or Australia, because transfer pricing is one field that there is an endless boundary actually for the people. Transfer pricing and international tax. Yeah.
So those were the question actually, sir.
Yeah,
so,
I think yep. I have finished early.
Yeah, finish early. If you have anything to share with the members about Malaysia, you can share, sir.
Malaysia, I think I have already shared that it's a good country to live. Actually, it's very good country. I have seen a lot of expat are living in Malaysia. They don't want to live in US or Europe. So most of the expat they want to they have migrated to Malaysia because we have that Malaysia my second home. So let's say if you put certain money into the fixed deposit, or let's say if you into bank account, you can get Malaysia my second home status. Then you can live in Malaysia. Like then if let's say like I'm on resident pass, so basically it's a long-term pass which I got last year. So I can work in Malaysia in anywhere for 10 years. Even my wife can work in Malaysia. What is the income tax in Malaysia? Income tax, are you talking about individual tax or company? For companies, 24%, and for individual, we have a slab system, but the maximum is I think is 24 or 27%, something like that. Yeah.
So as my screen visible, a member has like asked a question: what is the income tax in Malaysia?
Yeah, I've answered that.
I have answered it.
Yeah.
That's it, sir.
Yeah, I think any other point, member, feel free to type into the chat box. I would be very happy to address that. I didn't get opportunity like when I was applying that. So now I would thank to ICAI that they are organizing such an event wherein that they invite the speaker. Basically, So these are the practical experience. You will not find out in any Google, or let's say any website. These are all practical experience which I'm sharing with you guys, that if you're moving, try to keep in mind all those points. All those points, and then you are in safe hand, because people move in haste, and once they land here, because it's not easy to move from India. There are so many decisions involved, like you have to because I was living in Delhi, that but when I plan to move to Malaysia, I have to dispose of my all like vehicles, my property and all that. Then so a lot of investment and decision involved. So when you are moving in any country, try to consider all those factors, because once you move here, there is no uh, uh, backstep situation, that then you don't have any choice, you have to work, because, and again, you don't have a other source of income except your salary, because you are not allowed to do any business, or let's say you are not allowed to do any part-time job, because you have an employment visa. So that visa is only applicable for particular job. You can't do any other things. So then it's a problematic situation. Sir, how does internal transfer work? So let's say, and just for an example, that we have many multinational companies, Reliance, Recon here in Malaysia. So I have seen that they got some internal transfer because they, and the preference of the companies which are in India and they have subsidiary, or let's say manufacturing plant in Malaysia, they prefer Indian chartered accountant. That's where I'm saying that we have a 200 member, and those big companies all are Indian chartered accountant, and they want their heads to be Indian. Is there any system like green card in Malaysia? No, there is no such system in green card. This is again a problematic area. Sir, can we invest in market if we working there? Yes, you are allowed to work, but if you're working with Big Four, probably you need to see that whether you are allowed to invest in equity market, because we have put in place some restriction that you can't invest in those audit clients. Let's say if you want to invest in property, yes, you can invest, but there is a threshold, like in Malaysia, if expat want to buy house, so certain it varies according to the state. So like if you are in KL, you have to go property above 1 million. But let's say in Selangor, where I am currently based, even in KL, but Selangor, the minimum limit is 2 million. So basically you need to you can buy only property above 2 million, because they don't want to make it crowded. So that's where they are trying to put some limits. But again, equity markets, or let's say banks and all that, you can invest. Any specific course to be persuaded for a transfer pricing international tax? There are so many courses. I would suggest that even institute is running that international taxation certificate course. I did mine one when I move into transfer pricing, because initially I was doing international tax. After doing 3 years international tax, I moved to transfer pricing, and from since then I'm doing transfer pricing. And then you can also do your ADIT course. That is, I would suggest that people who are planning to move UK, Australia, if they do ADIT, it has a weightage actually. Is there any portal where outsourcing opportunity are listed? There is no specific portal, but again, there is one website wherein that all listed, outsourcing company are registered. They have their membership portal. You can apply for a membership. So generally they post if any outsourcing activity, or let's say tender, or let's say RFP is coming, then you can get that information from there. I think there is a one association that is particularly for outsourcing company. It depends, like whether HR, accounting, finance, or let's say human capital or human resource. So you can get an update from there. Can we contact Malaysia chapter for job opportunity? What do you recommend, sir? Yes, you can contact. Generally, the member in the group, they post the job opportunities, so we get that opportunity. And generally, like what I do, that I am part of some of the WhatsApp group, or let's say chat group. So generally, I post that into those Telegram, or let's say Telegram, or let's say WhatsApp chat group. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Those were the questions.
Yeah, I think I have done my.
Yes, sir. And our secretary, Naresh Giri sir, has joined.
Yeah,
Sir, can you mute yourself? Sir, sorry, can you mute yourself, sir?
Yeah, sure. I can mute myself.
Yes, Naresh Giri sir.
Yeah, Monica, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. So I think our resource person, CA Yateender Gupta and CA Anil Gupta have taken us through a very important area of role of Indian Chartered Accountants and Services Abroad. Thank you, CA Yateender Gupta and CA Anil Gupta, for an excellent presentation and sharing your hands-on experience about what CAs from India can do abroad. And I'm sure there are a lot of young members who are keen on associating or moving on towards Australia and Malaysia. So it was very nice of you for accepting to address the members across South India, say Yateender Gupta and Anil Gupta. Thank you very much for being part of this session. And I think this is the first time in recent years that we have organized a session like this. And you addressing us, our members across, is very interesting and important for our young members. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you all the participants for all the questions that are raised, and also both the speakers who have addressed the queries raised by members. I'm sure since it is recorded, I think we'll list out the Q&As in our SIRC website for members to see these requirements and reach those who are part of this chapters in Australia and Malaysia. Thank you very much, Yateender Gupta and Anil, for joining us. Thank you, all the participants. Tomorrow we have a session on the topic of role of Indian Chartered Accountant Services Abroad with reference to USA and UK. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Anil.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the patient listening, and I think I'm glad to be part of this initiative. And I again thank you, ICAI India, and also the participant for this 1.5 hour session. And I could see that there are a lot of excitement, a lot of participation from the participant that with regard to how they can settle or move abroad. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
We do thank you for taking all these questions from our members. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. So Moni, should I leave the the webinar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will end the session, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the day.
Thank you.